Good morning, everybody. I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show, giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It's presented, of course, with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Wednesday, December 29th, 2021, and I want to welcome you to the show. We got 2 more days to the end of the year. Wow. Anyway, we are here live on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And just a reminder, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and of course you can comment live during the show on all those channels like YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. Hey, Vin, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I see him online. Thank you, sir. All right. You can also comment, and make sure you do comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. And yeah, we are open this Thursday, so you definitely want to check it out. And by the way, you'll also learn about real estate investing and stock options trading when you go. Hey, say hello. I want to say hello to Lewis, and I want to say hello to Mick. Thank you so much for watching. I totally appreciate you guys. All right, on today's show, of course, we're going to be talking about the futures update. We're going to be talking about the fact that poopy pants is deflecting. I love that. It's hysterical. Home prices are soaring again. The Nasdaq underperformed this year. We're going to be talking about high dividend stocks. We're going to be talking about Elon Musk and taxes, and of course the fact that people are moving. All right, let's talk about the futures update. So yesterday was pretty nice, and then all of a sudden the S&P hits a record of 4,800 by midday, and then it dropped. But the Nasdaq and S&P both pulled back. And, you know, I got to tell you, it wasn't because of bonds, and my guess, it was basically just profit-taking. You know, the travel industry started to move up again, and of course, that's a good thing for me because I'm heavily leveraged in them, as you know. But Apple keeps trying to hit that $3 trillion mark and just can't get there. Right now, the futures, and they've been vacillating up and down all morning, basically, they're -2 right now. They were up 2 a second ago. The S&P is up 2, and the Nasdaq is up 24. So that might be pretty good. All right, let's talk about poopy pants deflecting. Hey, did you get a visual on that one? Let me repeat that segment again, or the name of the segment again, in case you didn't get it. Poopy pants is deflecting. All right. Anyway, I found some 12-year-old humor in that title. So what can I tell you? Anyway, President Poopy Pants said the following to the nation's governors on Monday. Check it out. There is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. And because he was talking about COVID to the group, one can only assume that his statement was referring to COVID and the spread of COVID. I gotta tell you, I think I laughed out loud when I heard this. Hey, Gestapo Joe, I want to remind you that there is a Supreme Court hearing next Tuesday about your illegal federal mandate that you had to, basically, it was a good intention to stop the COVID spread, but did you forget that you ordered your peasants to wear masks on planes and trains? Did you forget that you're ordering people to require their employees to get a vaccine against a cold? Did you forget to wear your diapers when you visited the Pope? Oh, wait. Anyway, seriously, brain dead Biden, now that you realize that everyone thinks you're a complete failure on everything, and especially COVID, you are now giving the governors of each state the right to do what they were elected to do? You know, govern their states? Huh. Well, I gotta tell you, this guy is a typical Democrat loser. He yells at leadership to do something, and then when he's the leader, he blames others. Well, Poopy Pants continued to add the following. My message to the governors is simple. If you need something, say something, he said. We're gonna have your back any way we can. Huh? It sounds like more money talk to me. You know, wink, wink. Keep a state of emergency and we'll send your state more money to embezzle? I have to say that the genius, I gotta be honest with you, I really think that the genius that figured out how to make the common cold and flu such a big money-making scheme is really someone I'd like to meet and actually shake their hand. Yes, they're using their genius for greed and evil, but wow, it's real genius. It's amazing how you can actually take a common cold and turn it into this huge money-making machine now. Anyway, as you know, the governor of Florida and the governor of Texas have already decided to take the matters into their own hands well before the supreme leader allowed them to, and in their states, they're doing just fine. It's the Democrat thievery states and cities like New York and Philadelphia that are having the tougher time. Or at least it's being made to look that way. I mentioned earlier that last week about Gestapo Joe's mandate being heard in the Supreme Court next week. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a major issue, and it will really set the course for the United States in decades to come. If the Supreme Court allows his mandates to continue, the Constitution will be nothing but a worthless document. I got to be honest, that's scary. If the Supreme votes to kill the mandate, as it should, the country might have a chance of being free again. But I got to be honest, it better happen. It better go the right way. Hey, I want to say hello to Ken. Thanks for listening, Ken, and I appreciate you filling in the last couple of days. All right, let's talk about home prices. The Housing Price Index report was released, and once again, the housing market is on fire. Prices climbed 18.4% from last year, but if you're concerned that housing prices are going to go up too fast, that number was actually lower than the September year-over-year number increase of 19.1%. Yeah, I guess I'm being a little sarcastic. The difference, 19.1% versus 18.4%. Anyway, once again, the hottest markets were in, guess where? Florida. And the lowest increases were in, guess where? Minneapolis and Chicago. I wonder if the politics of those cities have anything to do with it. No, I don't wonder. They do. The housing prices will probably not keep rushing up, and it will start to slow. And I've said it before, now is the time to take advantage of higher prices to either refinance or get an equity loan to use that money to invest in more real estate. I'm telling you right now, with the wave of financial issues that Americans will be facing shortly, you want to be prepared for bargains, and the best ways is to have cash or available lines of credit. Hey, Tommy, thanks again for listening. I appreciate you watching. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Nasdaq underperforming. So it's been 5 years since the S&P performed better than the Nasdaq, year over year, that is. The last time it happened before 2016, so it happened in 2016, and the last time it happened was in 2011. Usually, the tech stocks usually lead stocks in the Nasdaq, but this year something changed. As of Monday's close, the Nasdaq was up 23% for the year, which is still pretty good, right? While the S&P 500 had gained 28%. I'm going to tell you why it happened this year. If you recall, we had this thing called the scamdemic that basically caused government overreach to close venues and offices. The left-owned businesses or people-owned businesses in Democrat states and cities like New York, they told their employees that they could not come to the office. So that caused tech stocks like Zoom and other remote business company growth stocks to go up in the new year. It's basically what happened. So at the beginning of the year, all these stocks skyrocketed. Anyway, as the world started to realize that COVID was a bunch of garbage, at least people in Republican states, started going back to work. These stocks, along with stocks like Peloton, tanked this year because people went back to normal life. People went back to the gym. They didn't have to buy Peloton bikes anymore. And basically, Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla were probably the only companies that really held the tech market up, or the Nasdaq would have been disastrous chart for the year. So what does it all mean? You ready? Nothing really. But the odds are the Nasdaq will outperform the S&P next year. And in fact, I would say some of the good companies in the Nasdaq are good plays next year. I'm going to tell you, I would look at Apple, I would look at Microsoft, I would look at Google, I would look at Amazon and Nvidia to lead the Nasdaq next year. And after the break, I'm going to talk to you about some high dividend paying stocks that you might want to consider to add to your portfolio. So if I was you, if I was watching online, you might want to take a piece of paper and a pen and write down some of these great stocks. We're going to take a break and we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Felder Mel Cohn and Larry Steinhouse about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend investor schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. Investorschooling.com.
Hey, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, if you're on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, I want to thank you for listening. And of course, if you're watching online, please hit that share button so you can help your friends learn about how to make more money. As a matter of fact, I'm about to talk about some great stocks that are going to be coming up. Hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed the show. And of course, leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube. And I will try to respond to them live. And I thank you always for leaving those comments. So far, of course, we've been discussing the futures update. And right now, the Dow is actually up 7 points. The Nasdaq is up 3 1/4. I'm sorry, the S&P is up 3 1/4, and the Nasdaq is up 27.5. So it might be something good. Hey, we talked about poopy pants deflecting. I still find that 12th grade humor funny. Anyway, we talked about home prices soaring again, and of course the fact that the Nasdaq underperformed the S&P this year. Coming up, we're going to be talking about some high dividend stocks, so you definitely want to pay attention to that. We're going to be talking about Elon, Musk, and taxes, and of course the fact that people are moving. But before we get to that, did you guys hit that like button? Come on, I see you guys online. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter. And of course, if you're listening to WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Hey, by the way, go home. If you're driving, go home and look up Money Chat Now on Facebook. And when you get home, let me know what you think of the show. All right, let's get to the second half. Let's talk a little bit about high dividend stocks. So one great investment technique is to buy stocks that pay high dividends. Now, dividend payouts can basically be compared to interest that you might get on your money if you were to put it in a bank or something else, right? As you probably have already seen, though, interest in a bank is usually under 1%. And in many cases, it's less than 0.5% if you even get anything. So most people realize that if you tuck your money away in a bank, it's actually losing value at those rates. So some people also put their money maybe in an annuity, or many get an interest rate, an annuity, maybe they get an interest rate of 2 to 3%. Look, I personally, I'm not a fan of annuities because I think they're too restrictive and they often have large fees that make them terrible in the end. So I'm not a big fan of them, but some of them may be good. Anyway, I don't like them. Others, like me, will invest in real estate, and by the way, that's probably the greatest investment ever is real estate, or maybe even take some high-risk investments like options or even cryptocurrency. But, for the relatively conservative and hands-off investor, some turn to good dividend-paying stocks. These stocks will pay dividends usually on a quarterly basis and can be used to buy more stock or put back into your brokerage account for other investment purposes. So dividends are basically referred to as yields, and here are some of the best dividend-paying stocks that I found. So IBM right now is paying a really nice dividend of a little over 5%. That's a pretty good one. So I'd write that one down. Verizon has a yield of about 4.86%. Chevron has a yield of about 4.6%. And Merck and 3M are basically in the mid-threes. And Coca-Cola is paying just under 3 at 2.9%. I'm going to tell you right now, these are really good quality stocks, and they're basically some of this year's lowest performers. For example, Verizon dropped from a high this year of 59 to a low of 49 and is currently about 52. Now, I'll tell you something else. This also makes this a great covered call play. If you know how to sell covered calls with a good covered call strategy, by the way, you can make an extra 1 to 3% a week on your money, as well. So IBM has also been ranging from about 112 low to about 145 and is now at about 133. So if you're researching stocks, look at the dividends and see which will pay the best dividend. I'm going to tell you right now, the strategy is easy, it's safe, and usually plays out well in the future as the stock also goes up. As I said before, add to that the covered call strategy. And by the way, we teach that at Investor Schooling, and it's a very profitable strategy. So if you'd like to learn that, you can find out more about that, of course. Hey, Craig, I see you watching online. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, good morning and blessings. Thank you very much. I totally appreciate that. All right, let's talk about Elon Musk and taxes. All right, once again, Elon Musk is selling more of his shares of Tesla. Now, if you guys haven't seen this already, he's going to be paying more than, by the way, a whopping $11 billion in taxes this year on the sale of those assets. And I'm going to tell you, Musk has been taunting the liberals as they say the rich like Musk need to pay their fair share. Elon even goes further to taunt them by saying his taxes are very simple to file and he could do it himself or hire H&R Block to do them. Wow. Musk said in an interview that his wealth isn't some deep mystery, and it's probably not. And that his taxes are so simple, he could do it himself in a few hours. Earlier this month, Pocahontas herself, what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, tweeted that Musk was freeloading off of everyone else since he didn't pay federal income taxes in 2018. By the way, in the interview, Musk laughed and said that he overpaid the year before and that he used that credit to pay his 2018 taxes. So he basically lent the government money for free and then used that credit in 2018. He basically told Warren that she's clueless on how taxes work, which is pretty obvious, with the title Democrat. Anyway, Musk will basically pay the most taxes by any individual in the history of the United States. So, do you think that's his fair share? As for me, I don't pay what I consider my fair share. I pay what I consider my legal obligation, and basically you should think the same way and do the same. I can tell you something else. I don't care what the government does with the money I give them. It's not a big concern to me, but what I do with the money that I keep, that's my real concern. And you guys should learn how to do the right thing with your money and invest it in the right place. Let's talk about the fact that people are moving. Hey, do you remember when you were 18 years old and living at home? When your parents made life so hard for you that the only way to live was to find your own place and live your life without the constant criticism, constant bitching, and constant overlording of everything you did? I'm so glad my mom doesn't listen to this station. Anyway, well, that's why so many people are moving away from states that have governors who act like tyrannical parents. And they're moving from these states. Basically, they want to move to other states that encourage freedom. President Poopy Pants and his minion of poor leadership among the Democrat states have caused a mass exodus of people voting with their feet. Basically, these people, they're tired of votes that don't count, Democrats cheating, and other freeloaders that vote Democrat anyway. So they packed up and left for a free state like Florida or Texas. That's how they voted with their feet. They packed up and left. In fact, Texas, check this out, added 382,436 new residents, and Florida gained 242,941 in population as 263,958 people moved from other states and flooded into Florida. California, wow, can you imagine? Lost 300,387 people amid migration of 429,000. So they lost 429,000 people left. The biggest loser, of course, was New York, whose population shrunk 365,336 people due to an outflow. So basically 406,257 people left New York. Now think about this. California and New York also had some of the highest taxes in the union. So if they just lost all those people, where are they going to get the money to run the city and fleece their pockets? Oh, I know. From COVID relief funds, of course. That's why they keep the COVID thing going. Always remember, when you follow the science, you will always find money. And that is, of course, that is, of course, why Texas, yeah, okay. That's what happens when you lose your place, right? That is, of course, if you follow the political science, not the regular science. Hey, many in the free states like Florida and Texas are concerned that the people escaping from the communist, socialist states are going to bring their politics with them. I sure hope not. Meanwhile, for those stuck in the Democrat states, hang in there. I believe there will be a revolution coming soon. So make sure you support your local Republican politician before it's too late. Hey, let's take a break. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. All right, so far we've been talking about the futures update. The Dow is up 5 points, the S&P is up 3 1/4, and the Nasdaq is up 28 1/2. So not bad. We talked about poopy pants deflecting and basically saying that the governors now have control of COVID, which they had anyway, but whatever. We talked about the fact that home prices are soaring again. We talked about the fact that the Nasdaq underperformed the S&P. We talked about some high dividend paying stocks. I hope you guys wrote them down. We talked about Elon, Musk, and taxes, and the fact that people are moving to Republican states, and they don't want to live in those yucky Democrat states anymore. Hey, I want to say hello to Brandon and Jose. Thank you guys for watching. I totally appreciate it. All right, so coming up is today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that share button yet? Did you hit the like button? Come on, let's go. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Brandon, Jose, hit that like button, hit that share button. Let everyone know what great stocks are coming up by sharing this information. And of course, you could share to your page or in groups that you feel will benefit from these great stock plays. You can also leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And of course, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market and the stock market moves. All right, so let's talk a little bit about today's great tips. Well, hey, look, it looks like the Santa Claus rally was here this week. And look, Santa Claus might be slowing down. He's getting tired this week, I guess, right? But definitely helped the market. The S&P hit a new record yesterday and then closed down just a bit. And the Nasdaq, look, the Nasdaq was up yesterday, and then all of a sudden it didn't do so well when it ended down about 90 points. But so far, we're taking a look at the Nasdaq right now. It's up about 29 1/4. The S&P is up 3, and the Dow is also up 3. Look, I gotta tell you guys, I took a little small options bet. I'm calling it a bet because it's not typically how I play. But I took a little small options bet on Apple for Friday, and my bet is basically that it will hit $1 trillion company this week. I need the stock to go to 182 1/2, and that will make it the $1 trillion company for my play to pay off. And honestly, as you guys know, some of you guys who pay attention to me and have gone to the school, you know that's not a normal play for me, but I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it and see what happens. And my option rules, like I said, they're not this risky, but it was like betting on your favorite team in a ball game. You know, you bet on the team for good energy and you hope it pays off. All right, let's go 182.50. All right, Metapop yesterday, and then it pulled back. I was kind of surprised. It actually was up about 5 points, and then it pulled back. It didn't do so well at the end of the day. Let me just see real quickly where we are right now. So Meta's up about 48 cents from yesterday, and yesterday it dropped. Well, it actually ended up about 4 cents as well. All right, so I would actually say it's a good play and I think it was just profit taking yesterday, but hopefully it will drop another 10 points in the next 10 days, and that will make it a great play into earnings. My travel stocks, again, they popped and then they pulled back. CCL, first of all, CCL did really nice yesterday. It went up about 75 points and then pulled back. But I'm going to tell you, I think CCL is going to go back to 24 in the next few weeks. As the scary Omicron variant continues to prove it's just a bad cold. And just remember, a cold by any other name is still a cold. Hey, or in Republican states, it's called a cold, and in the Democrat states, it's called the new deadly fast-moving Omicron variant. So what state you live in is what this thing is called. Oh, yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about the crypto scene and what's going on in crypto right now. So crypto kind of is like jumping all over the place. I don't know, it like went up and then it went down and then it went up and then it went down. It was like, I don't know, I actually thought we might have a chance here. Anyway, all the cryptocurrencies are basically down right now, and Bitcoin is down back under 48,000, and Ethereum is at around 3,700 again. I'm going to tell you, I would wait. I'm going to say let it drop another 35% from here. By the way, that's not a prediction. I'm just saying that I would wait till it drops another 35% because I think there might be a play there if it does. Right now, I'm kind of in hold. I don't care. I told you guys before, I made a bunch of money in crypto just as a quick play, and I left my profits in there. So I took out my original investment. I left my profits in there just for fun because I don't really know where crypto is going to go. I don't get it. I mean, I've been learning about it, and I still don't get what makes it move up and down. It doesn't make any sense. It's pure speculation. But at the same time, I also believe that crypto will have a future in the future. A future in the future. All right. Gold and silver is also in a holding pattern, and gold is sitting there right under 1,800, and silver right around 23. And by the way, the Treasury bond is also hovering below 1.5%. I'm going to tell you, watch this number. It might even pop in January, and as you know, it's going to affect this. It is going to affect the tech stocks. So a couple others, real quick. I want to take a look because I like to see what my CCL is doing right before we end up today, and it's also already down 8 cents. And AAL is also down about 17 cents, so it might not be a happy morning for me. By the way, have you made any money with the advice given on this show? If you're enjoying this show, let me know. So if you made any money with the advice given, please let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying the show, please let me know in the comments as well. I appreciate those positive comments, Brandon. Thank you so much. And of course, if you're watching on any of the social media platforms, please leave comments about anything or anything about the show. And please share the show with your friends and tell them all about it. You can watch this all day long. I want to thank you. And by the way, you can also go to www.dbam.com and listen to the podcast, which is the audio version of this. And I want to thank you for your continued support. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. I also want to thank the listeners of WWDB Radio for putting up with me. And I want to thank you as well for your continued support. You guys are awesome for listening. And if you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. You can leave comments on the WWDB fan page and look for us online. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I'm the host of Money Chat Now. And everybody out there, have a profitable day.